faces Portugal at 8:30 p.m. where Portugal coming off that 6-1 win against Switzerland, where they hammered Switzerland. They did make a change. The big news was Cristiano Ronaldo was dropped to the bench and Gonzalo Ramos started ahead of him. He became the first and the only person to get a hat-trick in this World Cup. His first start, I think, as well for Portugal in that game. He got an assist as well. João Felix getting 2 assists. Bruno Fernandes getting an assist. Dalot getting an assist as well, who also started for Portugal. I don't see a lot of changes happening in this Portugal side because it's worked brilliantly for them against a Switzerland side that did not look this weak to be beaten 6-1 and being completely outplayed by Portugal. So they did show signs of massive improvement when they started with Gonzalo Ramos instead of Cristiano Ronaldo, because we talked about the effect that he brings. Whenever he plays, it looks like all the players are always looking to feed him that ball, and then it becomes too predictable for the opponents to block that pass and that finish from Cristiano. And that's why I think again maybe Ronaldo comes on as a substitute in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but I think Ramos should stay along with everyone who started with Pepe, Diaz, Dalot, Guerrero, Carvalho, Silva, Otavio. I think had a good game. Bruno Fernandes, of course, has been instrumental and pivotal for Portugal throughout this World Cup. João Felix looking to be in good form now, combining well with Ramos. This Portugal side looks strong, and they come off against Morocco, who managed to get Spain to a 0-0 draw till the extra time, and then getting that win in the penalties where they won 3-2. I think Amrabat there played a pivotal role again in terms of that match for Morocco against Spain, where he had to win that. He had a big fight in that midfield and he played a fantastic defensive midfield role, combining well with Aguerd and Saez in the centre-back position. They had to do defending in most part of that game in Spain. But I think the big miss for Morocco will be Aguerd, who might have to miss this game because he came off with an injury in that last game against Spain. Remember, Aguerd had just come off a long-term injury before this World Cup, so he might be suffering. Saez as well struggled a bit in the later part of the game against Spain, but he should perhaps make that comeback because he's the captain and he has to he plays a very important role in that defense. Hakimi had a great game as well. He in fact got that winning penalty for Morocco in that game against Spain. Onahi and Nasri Ziyech have combined well, have scored goals, but they have not conceded yet, and that's the biggest advantage that Morocco has. They have to sit tight, take the game as deep as they can, hopefully take it into the extra time and get a winner, or take it into the penalties, because this Portugal side has offensive, they have that edge in terms of beating Morocco, but we've seen Morocco defend and take their chances in the counter attack, and it could be a game that can perhaps go to the extra time and into the penalties yet again. The last quarterfinals of this FIFA World Cup will be played between England and France at 12:30 a.m. In the last game of this England, they faced Senegal, where they won 3-0, but it wasn't that easy. They did have initial few scares where Sarr and Dia combined well and posed a few threats, but the defense looked strong, and that's been a very positive for England going into this matchup against France, because they face a very threatening attack with Giroud, Mbappe, Griezmann and Dembele holding that attack for France. And this England side has to come a big matchup there is between Kyle Walker and Mbappe, where I think Henderson started in the last game, I think Henderson would start this game again, and probably Kyle Walker would be given that extra bit of protection in terms of facing Mbappe on that right flank. On the other side, they should go with Rice and Bellingham as well. There's no point of changing that. Bellingham has been exceptional, and this game again will be a huge game for Bellingham and Chouameni, the youngsters and the young stars for their countries and for their teams. They've both had a fantastic World Cup so far, and this will be a huge game for both of them in terms of their career as well, because they're very, very young. I think Chouameni already plays for Real Madrid, and Bellingham has been linked to big clubs. So this will be a huge positive for him in his CV if he manages to have a good game and pull England to the semi-finals. Up ahead, I think Saka and Foden played well in the last game along with Kane. He's been really important because he drops so deep. He's able to attract attackers, and that creates the space for Foden to run into Saka and Bellingham to join. In the last game, a similar goal came when Henderson finished that goal for England, which was the first of the 3 goals that they scored in the last game. I think it's a very tight battle. Defensively, France have conceded. England have looked strong. They've not conceded except the game against Iran. And for France, they've conceded 1 against Poland. They lost against Tunisia where they conceded 1 goal. And even against Denmark and Australia, they've conceded each. So defensively, France have those gaps and errors. In fact, even Lloris hasn't looked very clean with his hands. He has some errors in him, and England can exploit that. And I do feel if they're able to do that, if they're able to apply that pressure in this defense, and hold Mbappe, Giroud, and Griezmann and Dembele, they can have an edge. And I do see that edge going to England because defensively England have looked strong. And we know how the saying goes, where attack can win you matches, but defense wins you titles. So maybe if England stays strong, it will be a huge plus for their journey to that World Cup final. Let's see. This is a very, very exciting match to watch out for.